Hello everyone, welcome to The Social Doctor, and this is Dr. Ayushi. The Social Doctor is a platform for the doctors by the doctors, where we discuss journeys, experiences and knowledge from successful medical practitioners. And today we have Dr. Rachit Gulati with us, who is here to discuss about his branch, PMR, what are the kind of opportunities, what are the kind of scope in this branch, why should a graduate pick this branch and look forward to the kind of future and the kind of opportunities that he wants to look forward to in his life. So welcome, doctor, to the platform. It's really nice to have you here.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ayushi.
Yes.
It's a
So
pleasure.
yes, completely. We are also very glad to have you. So let's understand, how did you come up and pick this branch, and what led you to pick this branch, and how has your journey been till now since you started?
Well, at the onset, I would like to congratulate you and praise you for this wonderful initiative that you have taken.
Thank you so much.
I remember the career counseling sessions we used to have in class 11th as to what stream to pick up. And we
Yes.
missed so much during our MBBS days in the final year and the internship. We were clueless about the branches that we pick up, and we were left with only the conventional branches of the
Yes.
19 subjects that we study in MBBS, and respectively for your dental as well.
Yes.
So there are certain unconventional branches which are in vogue these days, as I put it.
Yes.
And my branch is one such branch. There are a lot many.
Hmm.
So this branch is something that people were not aware in the MBBS days. I myself wasn't aware. Mm,
Correct.
if if I go back to my journey, it's not that long. So your young audience are going to relate it to it somewhat. It's just
Correct.
6 years back, 6 7 years back, when I was an intern,
Hmm.
just like them, preparing for the exams. And well, I happened to see the internship sheet which has the schedule, and 1 month posting was in orthopedics, including PMR. So I
Hmm.
happened to ask one of my friend ki yaar ye PMR kya hota hai, what is PMR? So he
Yes.
happened to tell me ki it looks like it's related to physiotherapy. I was like, chalo jaake dekhte hain, I'll go see what happens. And during my internship I happened to visit, I've graduated from SMS Medical College, Jaipur.
Hmm.
So SMS Medical College has something called RRC, or
Hmm.
Rehabilitation Research Center,
Correct.
um, which is which is very much famous all around the world because it was set up by Dr. PK Sethi sir, who is credited for the discovery of Jaipur Fort. So it's
Yes.
a famous center. It's a big center,
Hmm.
3 4 stories, huge patient load, everything. So I happened to enter that setup. I saw these patients from pediatric age group to geriatric age group, from
Hmm.
pregnant patients coming for their antenatal rehab to sports people coming for the sports related rehab,
Hmm.
from amputees to people in pain. So there was a huge myriad of patients who were attending the OPD. And during those 15 days, what I realized was it's not even physiotherapy is not even 5% of it. It is a full blown clinical branch that deals with all the patients. And I have a huge scope of working in this branch. So much like everyone, gave my exam, got selected, had a few choices to make, and then chose PMR.
Oh.
Then after doing PMR, MD PMR in from RG Kar Medical College, Kolkata, and I was lucky enough to get RG Kar Medical College because it caters to the biggest patient load of PMR in the country. We had an OPD of about 800 to 1000 patients, 4 days a week. So you can see the amount of patients, variety, quantity, quality of patients we used to cater.
Yes.
And my thesis was on interventional pain management.
Hmm.
So I was into interventional physiatry as well. We used to give a lot of blocks, a lot of injections, and I was lucky to be trained by the doyens of the field in this field. During that time I even did rheumatology fellowship because we had to see a lot of rheumatology patients, and unfortunately we did not have a rheumatology department in our hospital. So rheumatology was also on PMR only.
Yes.
So after that, after doing that 3 years of MD-PMR, then I was posted in a small district town on the foothills of Himalayas named Jalpaiguri in North Bengal. Beautiful, beautiful place. And there I saw rehabilitation going to the community level, rehabilitation going down there to primary health centers, community health centers, district hospitals. So
Hmm.
I could rehabilitate the patient, I could treat the patient down there. And by that time, I had the experience in rheumatology, pain. I could use all those experience on the patients. I used to sign disability certificates by myself. I was
Hmm.
the youngest HOD of the department, so called, although I call
Right.
myself an in charge, not an
Yes.
HOD.
Yes.
So I got a taste of private practice also there. I opened up my clinic, but then something was lacking. Obviously, the research part of it, I needed a bit of polishing. So I joined AIMS, and AIMS is an institute that obviously polishes you. Whether you talk about academics, whether you talk about clinics, whether you talk about research, it polishes you. So I spent my time in AIMS. I did my senior residency here, there, and now I'm back in my hometown, working in Mahatma Gandhi Hospital, setting up the department. And we have a good department now. We have a good team, and soon we are going to have MD seats here. 3 MD students are going to come here. So yesterday we were students. Today we'll be teachers.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that's how the journey has been, and a lot more to learn. A doctor keeps learning every day, as you know. Every day is a new learning. This COVID has brought another aspect of rehabilitation, that is post COVID rehabilitation. They have
Correct.
opened up clinics dealing with long COVID symptoms like fatigue, myalgia,
Yes.
anxiety, loss of work. We are engaging with the people who have lost their jobs after COVID. So
Yes.
our vocational counselors are dealing with them. So new avenues come up as the world progresses, and so is life. So that's what my journey has been.
Yes. Nay, nay, I completely agree. This is one branch that is less talked about and is much
Of
needed
course.
in the scenario, with a lot of things changing, with the increasing stress, with the increasing, calamities, as you mentioned about COVID. Things are changing and things are increasing, and hence this is much needed now. So
Yeah.
let's understand, that you picked up PMR, understanding the opportunities into that. What are the kind of opportunities that you look into it? And since you have been into it since the last 6 years, what are the kind of, changes that you have seen in these times?
Yeah. When I picked up the branch, we had no idea about it. But now, and it wasn't taught in MBBS as well. It wasn't a part of the UG curriculum. Rarely people knew about it. But now, since National Medical Commission or NMC has come up last year, so NMC has made this subject mandatory. So for any college that wants to start MBBS or wants to increase the seats of MBBS, this branch has to be there. This branch along with emergency medicine. So 19 conventional branches along with emergency medicine and PMR is a mandatory subject now.
Hmm.
So lots of job opportunities have come up. Every hospital, every medical college has to have a PMR department in the future. By 2025, we aim to have PMR department to be open in every medical college in the country, whether it's private or government. So that ways, when it comes to the government part, this has basically increased the scope and opportunities of jobs. And similarly, look, there are a lot of positives in this branch. I'll be honest with you. When
Okay.
it comes to when you start from the working hours, see,
Hmm.
working hours of a resident in a week is 24 into 7.
Correct.
So resident works every day, every hour, every minute. But
Correct.
after passing your residency, you get an opportunity to work 9 to 5.
Hmm.
After 5, see, in this day and age, amount of stresses are too much for doctors. You can see that. So
Correct.
pursuing your hobbies are very important.
Hmm.
Pursuing your life, concentrating on your family life is very important. So
Yes.
this is one such clinical branch along with skin,
Hmm.
which I personally like a lot in terms of the amount of cool time or amount of family time you can devote. So this is one such branch. Of course, a lot of other branches are there. You talk about geriatrics, etc. They are also such branches.
Yes.
Semi-clinical branches or non-clinical branches like radiology, pathology, they are there.
Yes.
So that they are also those branches where you can give a lot of time.
Hmm.
Thirdly, what I felt as part of the scope is you get to do a lot of work.
Hmm.
You can choose your field. We'll be discussing fellowships also. We'll be discussing the subtypes of PMR subsequently, that where you can go. You want neuro rehab, you can go for neuro rehab. You like children, you can go for pediatric rehab. You like pain, which is my domain, you can get into interventional pain management and rheumatology.
Hmm.
You like treating cancer patients, you can get into cancer rehab.
Hmm.
Or there is a huge amount, huge myriad of work, huge variety of work that you can do. Then if we talk about the scope of the branch, obviously if you go abroad, it is one of the most sought after branches.
Okay.
Whether
Okay.
you go to America, whether you go to Europe, whether
Hmm.
you go to Australia, New Zealand, down under, or whether you go to Middle East, it is one of the most sought after branches.
Hmm.
Reason being, of course, the coolness of the branch, as you say, a
Yes.
lot of free time you get.
Hmm.
Then in terms of remuneration, it's more or less the same everywhere.
Okay.
And it depends person to person, doctor to doctor as well, how much you can
Correct.
work hard, how much labor can you put in.
Correct.
So then also it is. And thirdly, it's so satisfying to see a patient who has had stroke, or who has had spinal cord injury, or who has had his below knee or above knee amputation, lower limb amputation, getting to walk by himself or herself.
Correct.
So it's quite satisfying to see that. It's quite rewarding as well. And see, rehabilitation is a slow process. It's a gradual process. It's not magic that's going to happen on a daily basis. So pressures are low.
Hmm.
Pressures are low. You don't have the pressure to treat the patient in one day. Of course, you don't have a lifetime to treat the patient as well,
Yes.
but you get considerable amount of time to work on the patient, to know the patient, for the patient to know you. So it's very people oriented branch, which I like. You need to counsel a lot. It's basically what I mean to say is, rehab is basically a philosophy. It is a culmination of many branches. Much
Correct.
like palliative care, it is a culmination of many branches. Everything has rehab in it. Everything.
Yes.
Whatever leads to decrease in function of our body, whatever, even if it is fever, even if it is COVID,
Hmm.
that has rehabilitation in it, which reables you and resettles you back into the society.
Correct.
So you get to deal with people, you get to talk to people,
Hmm.
and that too in a very calm, composed, cool manner. You don't have to be so much into pressure all the time. You don't have to deal with emergencies. You don't have to deal with deaths. Of
Yes.
course, some of them are obviously there, but rarely.
But rarely.
So all this is the scopes and opportunities, obviously, as you do the fellowships, etc. Opportunities are going to come your way.
Hmm.
But these are basically the points that made me take up this subject.
That's very interesting, and that's correctly said. It's something that people, that maybe we do not think it this way, but yes, it's correctly said that there's a lot of scope, because it majorly covers all of the branches, and hence it's a right thing to go for currently.
Of course.
Yes. So now understanding, you have gone through this branch. So let's start from the starting.
Mhm.
If a medical graduate wants to get into this branch, what are the kind of courses that are available that he can go for?
See, it's a full-blown clinical specialty. It's
Correct.
a broad
Correct.
specialty.
Correct.
Much like you talk about radiology, much like you talk about skin, respiratory medicine, anesthesia, ENT, ophtho, any branch. It's a full-blown medical specialty. You
Hmm.
do MD in it, you do DNB in it.
Okay.
There are about 17 states in the country where
Huh.
MD PMR courses run
Okay.
right now. But as we move forward, as it is a mandatory subject in the UG curriculum,
Hmm.
most of the colleges obviously are going to start it in the PG curriculum as well. So within 5 or 6 years from now, we are
Hmm.
going to have a lot many states that
Hmm.
that has PMR. uh,
Correct.
just recently Madhya Pradesh has started, AIMS Bhopal has started. So it
Hmm.
is one of the new states that has started.
Hmm.
Gujarat is planning to start PMR. So new states are coming up which are starting PMR. So MD PMR is a 3-year course, much like any other broad specialty. We
Yes.
have thesis, we have first year, second year, final year, everything.
Yes.
Then DNB is also there in some of the institutes like NILD Kolkata,
Hmm.
SV Nirtar Katak,
Hmm.
Kokilaben Hospital in Kokilaben Dhirubhai Ambani Hospital in Mumbai, which is one of the obviously the best centers of PMR in the country.
Correct.
It has all the robotics and all the futuristic robotics and virtual reality, etc., which you see. Uh, it is one of the best centers in the country.
Hmm.
So yeah, MD DNB is there. 3 states, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and PMCH Patna Medical College.
Hmm.
These basically Bihar. These 3 states also have DPMR course, which is Diploma in PMR, which is a 2-year course.
Hmm.
Obviously, after Diploma in PMR, like other diplomas, you can do a 2-year DNB as well, so that you can come in terms with the other with MD and DNB. So
Yes.
these are basically the courses that you do
Hmm.
for PMR, and
This is it.
that's
Yeah.
it. These are the courses.
That's the
Yeah.
courses that you can go for. So as you mentioned that, that the college that you did from, that is the Medical College, is one of the best colleges in PMR. What if you can mention any other colleges, if somebody after
Of course.
the NEET want to pick up this branch? What are the best colleges to go for?
See, in our country, while picking up a subject, we look at the place also.
Yes.
Because India is nothing but a culmination of various cultures.
Yes.
So obviously, a North Indian might be apprehensive to go south. An East
Correct.
Indian or someone from Northeast might be apprehensive to come to Jaipur. Of course, that shouldn't be there, but it is there in the
It is
country. It
there.
is the reality we accepted.
Yes.
So obviously, all the aims, they come on the top. Whether you talk about aims Delhi, aims Rishikesh, aims Bhopal, aims Patna, aims Bhubaneswar, aims Jodhpur, they are the best in the country. Safdarjung is excellent, excellent institute.
Hmm.
SMS Medical College,
Hmm.
King George Medical College, Lucknow.
Hmm.
In Kolkata, we have two colleges, RGKar Medical College and IPG and SSKM Hospital. In Imphal, we have Regional Institute of Medical Sciences, RIMS. Excellent, excellent center of PMR there. When you go south, you have Madras Medical College, Stanley Medical College. In Kerala, we have many centers. Whether you talk about Trivandrum, Kozhikode, excellent, beautiful center. Kottayam. Then we have an Apex Institute called All India Institute of PMR. Like AIMS, we have AII PMR as well.
Hmm.
That's in Haji Ali, Mumbai.
Hmm.
Very good, very nice center. Pardon me for forgetting the other centers, but these are one of the best centers. Obviously, Patna is there.
Hmm.
Cannot forget Bihar.
Hmm.
So these are good centers for doing PMR.
Hmm.
And obviously, DNB I pointed out in
Yes.
Kolkata, in Cuttack, and Mumbai.
Correct. Correct. Glad to know about all of this. So now, after passing out, as you told that you have got an experience of private as well as the public sector both. So what are the kind of opportunities into this? Is it easy to set up a private practice? What are the kind of opportunities as a private practice? So if you can enlighten a bit on that.
See, when we come to job opportunities in medical or dental,
Hmm.
by and large, in our country, there are five types of practices which people do.
Correct.
Five kinds of opportunities which we have, job opportunities. One is government medical colleges or central institutes
Correct.
or other medical college, state run medical college practice. Other is the private medical college practice.
Hmm.
Third is that you open up your private clinic.
Correct.
Fourth is you work in a private hospital. And
Yes.
fifth is you do research.
Yes.
So research part obviously lacking in the country, in
Understood.
PMR as well, and in all other subjects as well, majorly all the subjects.
Yes.
So let's not talk about that. Let's talk about the four things one by one. When you talk about government medical colleges, whether state run or centrally run,
Hmm.
opportunities are huge simply because number isn't that much. Competition isn't huge. When
That's
you go for SRship right after your MD, every SR in the country, everyone who is doing PMR, SRship in PMR right now,
hmm.
must have had 3, 4, 5 jobs in hand
Hmm.
when he or she was applying for SRship, because seats are too much. It's as per the other branch seats, but the number is too low.
Hmm.
Only 80 to 90 students pass MD PMR in the
Hmm.
country.
Hmm.
Obviously, the number is increasing with every passing year, but then at this moment of time, 80, 90 or max 100 are passing it.
Yes.
So opportunities are huge, and that is there in the state medical colleges as well.
Correct.
Now you talk about private medical colleges. Earlier it wasn't there.
Hmm.
You'll be surprised to know PMR wasn't there in the private medical colleges at all, but with this NMC bill, it's mandatory to have a PMR department. So
Okay.
like I'm working in a private medical college, they are opening PMR departments. They are
Hmm.
respecting PMR now. They are understanding what PMR is. We are making them understand we are working, and then we are forcing them to have MD seats as well, and they are graciously accepting it as well. So we
Hmm.
are going to be producing MD students now as well. By the
Hmm.
way, my hospital is the second private medical college in the country after Amrita Institute, Kochi.
Hmm.
Mahatma Gandhi is going to be the second private medical college which will have MD
Yeah.
seats. Then we talk about private hospitals. Of course, it is lacking. Of course, it is lacking. I'll be brutally honest with you. It's not as much as we like. It's not as much as PMR frankly deserves. We
Hmm.
deserve more. But then trends are changing. In past 2, 3 years, whether you talk about Medanta in Gurgaon, you have Kokilaben in Mumbai, obviously. You have Narayana in Bangalore. You
Yes.
have Apollo in Chennai.
Yes.
You have Apollo in Kolkata. You
Yes.
have Birla Hospital in Jaipur. All these, you have some Durlabji Hospital in Jaipur. All these are having a well dedicated PMR specialist and a PMR department nowadays. So trends are changing. It's going on the ascendancy, and we all, as an association, are very positive towards this aspect. Next, what you asked me was a private setup.
Correct.
Now, private setup could again be divided into two types. One is a full-blown rehabilitation private setup, and just a small clinic. Whether where you see your OPD and you admit the patients in some of the other hospital and do interventions in some of the other center. That's how most of the doctors do.
Yes.
See, setting up your own center, whether it's a clinic or a rehab center, isn't a very costly or an extravagant thing. Like you talk about ophthalmology, like you talk about radiotherapy.
Yes.
These branches you need huge capital to set up.
Yes.
PMR doesn't need that much.
Okay.
And if you want OPD, you don't want anything else except your table, your chair, your pen, paper, and your brain to start a practice.
Yes.
So it's like any other medical branch that you can start your private practice. And setting up a rehabilitation center, obviously, ma'am, it's about how much you can put in. You can have your virtual reality, robotics, etc. Machines can cost you up to 10 crores, 15 crores as well. Robotics and gate labs and all those fancy stuff, it can cost you over 10 crores as well. So that depends on how much you can do, how much capital you have, how many financial support you can get from the market or from the other players. So it depends on you. But then the opportunity is huge, simply because, as I previously explained, the patient load is huge.
Yes.
Almost, when it comes to cerebral palsy, 95% of the patients don't reach the rehabilitation center. They are being just managed and the golden time is lost. Same goes for spinal cord injury and stroke rehab patient, and we are left with patients having all sorts of disabilities and deformities. That golden time is lost. So the needs are way too much unmet, and you can obviously set up your private practice. It's not at all that difficult.
Correct.
You just need bit of guts and bit of luck.
So now when you mentioned that we can set up the private practice, is it really worthwhile to set up a private practice in a small town? For example, you are there in Jaipur. If somebody in, Kishangarh plans to set up a private practice for PMR, does it make sense? Do you think that people are that educated to come and to consult? They have that awareness.
See, what I have learned in past, I have been in this medical field for like past 13, 14 years. What I personally know is the patient doesn't look at your degree. Patient looks at which doctor can treat you.
Correct.
Patient comes with an ailment and patient wants treatment.
Yes.
So if you keep running after patient, you will be running all your life. You should make yourself that capable enough to start your own private practice and be dedicated, be hardworking, be true to your job. See the patients properly, examine them, treat them, give them time, hear them. History can clinch you diagnosis more than anything else.
Correct.
So listen to them, deal with them, talk to them, apply your brains, apply what you have learned. And of course, success you can get anywhere, even in village, you can get success. And rehab is needed everywhere. See, what we learn in community medicine, or it was PSM at my point of time, that rehabilitation and disability limitation comes under tertiary level of prevention. Even I thought so before entering PMR कि सिर्फ tertiary level का काम करना पड़ेगा यार, primary secondary छोड़ो, leave it. Even I used to think like that, but when we got into the subject, we learned that you deal with all four levels. In fact, primordial also you deal when it comes to running obesity clinics. Then primary, obviously you deal when you ask the patient to sit in the right posture, when you do posture training to the patient. That is the primary part of it. Secondary, obviously, early diagnosis and treatment you do for all the pains and all the musculoskeletal conditions. And tertiary rehab, amputee, cerebral palsy, stroke, spinal cord injury. Ma'am, it's everywhere. It's in the villages, it's in the towns, it's in the metropolitan, it's everywhere. And if you set up your practice, if you give time to the patient, if you are dedicated to your job, if you have brain as well as heart, you can do wonders anywhere you.
Yes. So one thing I wanted to understand, as you previously also mentioned, that this is a people's branch. You need to, because the people come to you regularly, the patient come to you, you need to talk to them, you need to make them comfortable. So do you think if somebody picks up this branch, that person needs to be a people person? Is do you think this is one thing that students should think forward before taking this branch?
See, obviously, when you deal with ergonomics, when you talk about ergonomics, that is fitting the right person for the right job.
Hmm.
So obviously, you need to know yourself before taking a branch.
Hmm.
If you are apprehensive or if you don't want to deal with patients, you have other branches to take as well. With all due respect, and those branches are awesome as well. I
Yeah.
am not discounting those branches which are not, which in which patient dealing is not there.
Hmm.
Those branches are very nice and very good remuneration in those
Correct.
branches, even more than PMR when you talk about radiology and anesthesia.
Yes. Yes.
but
Yes.
then but then when you take up a branch, you take it with all your brains. You think about it. You should understand what the branch is, what you need to do in that branch. When you deal with disabled people, or differently abled, as we call it these days,
Yes.
or divyangjan as we call in
Yes.
Hindi.
Yes.
So when you deal with such patients, you ought to have heart. You ought to be a people person. You don't really have to deal with patients alone. You have to deal with caregivers as well, because
Yes.
those patients are fully or semi dependent on
Okay.
those caregivers.
Correct.
So you have to do a lot of counseling and lot of talking to those people as well. So yeah, when you talk about being a people person, and it doesn't take a lot to become a people person.
So that's
When you
that's
feel their problem, when
yes.
you take their problem to your heart, and when you think about it, that automatically makes you a
Comes up.
people person.
Yes.
So it's not that difficult to
So
become a
it's
people
just
person.
wanted to mention that every personality is different. So just to
Of course,
evaluate himself or herself before picking up this branch.
surely.
Yes. So now when we discussed about the scope in India, and you also mentioned that there is a lot of scope internationally. So if somebody wants to go for this branch, what will you suggest? How what are the best places that you think PMR is good? Anything of moving international?
See, I have my seniors who are working in United States. Of
Hmm.
course, you have to go there. You have to pass your USMLE exam, the licensing exam. Then you have to start working.
Hmm.
You can go to Europe.
Hmm.
Lot of opportunities. Whether you talk about Netherlands, whether you talk about Germany, whether you talk about joining the NHS in United Kingdom,
Yes.
lots of opportunities. There are people there as well.
Hmm.
Going down under Australia, New Zealand,
Hmm.
lots of opportunities there in Singapore as well. And especially fancied these days since past 1 or 2 decades is Middle East. A lot of people like to go to UAE, Qatar,
Hmm.
Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Oman. Lots of opportunities, lots of job offers, quite huge remuneration, huge salaries there.
Hmm.
Because look, those countries consider rehabilitation important. India has just started considering rehabilitation important. I'm not saying they don't, but then still,
Still
a
need.
lot of private people but private hospitals in India are way too much dependent on physiotherapists. With
Yes.
all due respect to physiotherapists, they are part of our team members, important and dedicated part of the team members. But then, obviously, you need a medical rehabilitation specialist to look at the patient holistically. You need to understand the difference that physiotherapy is not PMR. Physiotherapy is merely 5 to 10% of PMR.
Hmm.
PMR has a lot of other things as well. You look at patient holistically, you look at the medical conditions of the patients, and for that, you need someone who has done his MBBS, who has done MD, who has given time to this. You need an occupational therapist, you need a vocational counselor, you need an orthotist to make up the braces, you need a prosthetist to make up the artificial limbs. So it's a team effort basically.
Hmm.
You need social workers to coordinate with the government.
Hmm.
You need a rehabilitation nurse. Rehabilitation nursing is a different aspect altogether. Any nurse cannot be a rehabilitation nurse. That
Correct.
has different courses. So these are all team members. So obviously, in what happens out there in foreign countries is they understand rehabilitation. In India, it's a lot of I'm sorry to say, it's a lot of chalta hai attitude.
Hmm.
कि यार चल जाएगा, ऐसे ही बना लेते हैं, ऐसे ही कर लेते हैं. It's like that. Trends are changing. In 2 3 years, I'm seeing a lot of changing trends, and I'm hopeful in next 5 to 10 years we are going to see a boom in our country as well. And then students or the young generation don't have to move out; they can stay here. But obviously, if your priority is to move out, you can well move out. It's a wonderful branch. Pay is almost equal. Working hours are almost equal out there as well. and obviously you get an access to better technology there.
Definitely, definitely. Glad to know. So now, when you mentioned that there are a lot of people attached to this branch, as a team, because it's a teamwork with rehabilitation. So now, and you are also setting up a department in for PMR in the private medical college. So, how many PMR specialists need to be there as a part of the team? For example, there are times that some departments just need one or two doctors for running the whole department. So in that case, the opportunities really reduce,
Yeah,
get down. So is it the same with PMR, or it's not the same? How does it go?
it's a very good question basically, and I'm glad you asked this question because recently, again, I come back to the NMC bill for setting up the medical colleges. It has mandated that there should be at least three consultants, one professor, one associate professor, and one assistant professor, and two senior residents. So five people who have passed MD or DNB PMR to be there to set up the medical college, and of course to be there to start MD PMR as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's written, it's on pen and paper. So this is
That means,
mandatory for all the medical colleges. When it
mm-hmm.
comes to private, look, a lot of private hospitals are unfortunately running it with a physiotherapist also. So though they don't require a PMR specialist, because simply sometimes they say we cannot afford to have another doctor.
Correct, correct.
But then a lot of private practice, private hospitals, when I talk about private hospitals, one or two PMR specialists are mostly everywhere,
Hmm.
and as the work expands, they take more. I have seen private hospitals having three or four PMR specialists. Kokila Ben Ambani has three PMR specialists along with DNB students,
Hmm.
where some hospitals in Bangalore have two PMR specialists there.
Hmm.
So it's not mandatory as to how many PMR specialists you need, but in government sector and private medical colleges, it's a mandatory five PMR specialists, I think.
Okay, nice to know about this also. So now, what as you have also done your a course in rheumatology after your post graduation, what are the kind of courses and fellowships that you will suggest for people to go for to become to enhance their skills? What are the kind of courses after the post graduation?
Well, you will be glad to know while we were doing our PGs, we used to crave for DM courses. At
Hmm.
that point of time, josh hota
Yes.
hai that I'll do DM as well.
Ah,
So at that point of time, we used to talk to our HODs ki sir koi DM course karwao. There
correct,
should be some DM, whether
correct.
it's in rheumatology or neurology or pain medicine or anything.
Yes.
So your viewers are going to be, those who are interested in PMR will be glad to know that we have a DM pain medicine now.
Hmm.
Two of our very good PMR specialists, very good friends of mine, they have cracked the DM pain medicine exam and they are going to start their 3-year DM course in AIMS Rishikesh.
Okay.
So in that DM course, good thing is there are 2 seats reserved for MD anesthesia and 2 seats reserved for PMR. So
Oh.
when you fight for that DM exam, your competition is with the other PMR specialists, which are too small in number.
Hmm.
So it's easier to get in there. Then you have postdoctoral fellowships of neuro rehabilitation and EMHANS Bengaluru, one
Hmm.
of the best institutes of mental health in the
Yes.
country.
Yes.
Then AIMS Rishikesh also offers post PDF course in trauma rehabilitation.
Hmm.
So those who are interested in adrenaline rush
Hmm.
can get into trauma rehabilitation and deal with acute cases of
Hmm.
traumatic brain injuries and other trauma.
Yes.
Then fellowship in pain management. I'm also doing fellowship pain management right now. I'm pursuing it currently.
Hmm.
So that is being offered by a lot of universities. AIMS offers that. AIMS Delhi offers that in terms of government level, central government level.
Hmm.
Other private universities like my university, Mahatma Gandhi University here in Jaipur, also offers pain and palliative care fellowship for PMR students.
Hmm.
Other universities in Bhopal, like they also LNCT University, they also offer a pain fellowship there. A lot of private pain clinics or pain management centers have fellowships over there. Then you have obviously rheumatology fellowship, which I have done. Internationally, if you want to do, you can do it from EULAR, which is a principal agency in Switzerland.
Hmm.
Or if you want to do it in India, you have Nanavati Hospital in Mumbai that
Hmm.
offers you CCRD courses, certificate course in rheumatic and joint diseases.
Hmm.
Then, if you are interested in cancer rehab, obviously you have palliative care fellowships like CCPC
Hmm.
courses.
Hmm.
Palliative care fellowship is also offered in Mahatma Gandhi.
Oh.
So a lot of fellowships are there, and a lot of them are in plans also. We Some of us are planning to start pediatric rehabilitation fellowship as well.
Hmm.
So for those who are interested in dealing with kids,
Yeah.
That is a wonderful fellowship to have. So these are the fellowships, and now with DM, with the advent of DM in AIMS Rishikesh, obviously other universities are going to follow the suit.
Correct, correct. That's again very positive sign and
Yeah.
positive thing to understand. So now, after understanding the different kind of fellowships available, you mentioned that you are doing in pain management. What? Why did you pick up pain management, and why this that interests you?
See, a lot of it depends on the guides that you have, teachers that you have, what
That
they do.
completely
You obviously look at them; they are your idols, and you learn from them.
yes,
So back in Kolkata, I had such guides and such teachers who were doing a lot of USG and CM guided interventions there. A lot of people who were doing rheumatology, whether it's osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, ankylosing spondylitis, etc. over
correct,
there. So obviously you get inspired by your guides and
correct.
take up. Then I was fortunate enough to get my thesis in interventional pain management, and I learned from the eminent pain physicians, not only PMR related pain physicians, but also from anesthesia background as well. So I
Hmm,
learned a lot of blocks
hmm,
there,
hmm,
a lot of fancy surgeries and fancy blocks, etc. over there.
hmm.
So my interest in pain management comes from there only. And obviously, much like PMR, pain management is a huge branch. I mean, every house
Yes,
has a person who has a joint pain or a back pain or a shoulder pain or a cervical pain. So obviously, patient load is huge. And biggest thing that I like in pain management is that the rewards are very sudden, very quick rewards.
correct.
Patient comes to you, patient comes to you with a frozen shoulder, you give an injection, you give a block, your range of motion quickly
Yes,
increases. So
that's
that's very rewarding. That helps you sleep better at night,
yes,
basically, if I may put it in a very
positive way.
cocky way.
Yes,
So yeah, that is the whole thing which prompted me to pick up pain medicine. But yes, when I went to AIMS Bhopal, I was lucky enough to be trained under an a person who has done MS ortho as well,
mm-hmm,
who's MS ortho and DNB PMR. So
mm-hmm,
I got to learn a lot of corrective surgeries from him as well.
mm-hmm,
Whether you talk about corrective surgeries in cerebral palsy or polio related, post polio related corrective surgeries. So I got to learn lot of it as well.
mm-hmm.
So as I put it before, learning is continuous. Every day you learn. You should be an incessant learner to
That's
be a good doctor. And that's for any branch. That's for any branch.
correct, correct. Nice to know about all of this. So now, already have told us that there are a lot of positives with the branch, no emergencies, very less emergencies, better lifestyle. What are the kind of challenges that you face in the branch? So, good things we have heard about. What are the challenges attached to it?
Oh, I can go all night long for that.
Mhm.
Anyone can for his branch, because there's always a shortcoming.
Correct.
Glass is always half empty as well.
Yes.
Obviously, I look at it half full, but then emptiness is there.
Yes. Yes.
First of all, it's the recognition. Recognition not only from the public. Look, recognition from the public doesn't make you sad, because as you treat patients, as you make them all right, recognition automatically comes as a doctor.
Correct.
What we as a fraternity, PMR fraternity, is highly disappointed. We're not angry, but disappointed is the recognition from fellow doctors.
Correct.
We are a full blown medical branch. We have done MBBS, we have done MD, we have studied as much as the other branches have. So I'm not complaining, but I'm somewhat disappointed that they don't recognize us as a full blown specialty.
Yes.
That might be attributed to somewhat lack of awareness as well, since it is not there in every college.
Hmm.
So I can kind of,
And it's
let it go in that
completely
way.
new as well. See, it was not there 20 years down
Of
the
course,
line.
of
The
course.
people who
But
have
but
passed out that time do
see,
not
it is
understand.
there since 30 years, ma'am. It is there since 30 years. So there is a bit of lack of recognition in this branch, but the trends are changing. Of course,
Yes.
trends have changed in last 3 years so immensely
Hmm.
that it makes us really happy, and we are hopeful. 5 years from today, the trends are going to be different as well. So that is one of the problems. Secondly, of course, lack of awareness amongst the doctors and lack of awareness amongst the students as well. That's why probably we are doing this program also, to
Correct.
reach out to interns, to reach out to final year students, to talk
100%.
to them about the importance of rehabilitation.
Yes. That's true.
Third is, see, rehabilitation is not magic. Rehabilitation takes time. And
Yes.
disability is a classical example of an iceberg phenomenon of disease.
Hmm.
Only major disabilities are recognized. Mild and moderate disabilities
I'm not
don't reach out to us. Unfortunately, disabled or differently abled people are not that literate as well,
Correct.
so they don't reach out to the doctor
Hmm.
that quickly. They
Hmm.
just come for disability certification, get the certificates done and go back. But so many times I used to tell them that come for the treatment also. Your disability can be corrected to such a limit that you can at least become semi independent in your activities of daily living. We can improve you functionally if not physically.
Yes.
So that is one of the challenge which we are also addressing by creating awareness,
Hmm.
by coming to the good shows like you are doing right now.
Hmm.
So we, all of us, whether someone at the postgraduate level or someone at the HOD level,
Correct.
everyone is trying to do that.
Yes.
Then the rehabilitation related procedures, they are not in part of this Ayushman Bharat scheme and other schemes.
Hmm.
So kind of that is also being addressed nowadays. Some of them are some of them are going for it.
Yeah.
And fourth negative which I may put it is for the people who like adrenaline rush. This
Yes.
is not a branch for people who like adrenaline rush. It is a calm, cool, composed kind of a branch. You got to be a people person. You got to talk a lot. You got to speak a lot. You got to be very patient also, because patient with patients, as I put it, because it takes time.
It
A
takes
lot
time.
of time you set up a lot of time you set up goals, but you fail to achieve that, because after all it's a human body. You cannot just ask him to say just walk and the patient is going to walk. You have to work for it. You have to work for simple things.
Yes.
So yeah, it, that is again ergonomics, right person for the right job.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Correctly said. And that's correctly said. It's at times very difficult to have that patience.
Yeah.
So now also coming, in the end, let's discuss what are the kind of pay scale, or remuneration a fresher can expect from this branch.
uh, See, if you get into a government sector,
Hmm.
it's as much as anyone else, because the salaries are the same
Correct.
over there. And when you go to the private sector,
Hmm.
obviously that depends on the amount of work that you can do. I know people who are earning like 6, 7, 8 lakhs a month as well.
Hmm.
PMR specialists who are earning that to that extent also, maybe even more.
Hmm.
So, and if you have your own private practice, ma'am, sky is the limit. See, it's there. As much hard work you can give, as much empathy you can give to the patient, as much as you can be nice at heart and nice at head with the patients, your private practice is going to rise and rise. So the pay scale when it comes to the government and private sector, it's as much as anywhere. Of course, private sector has good pay scale nowadays, for the simple reason that when it comes to demand and supply, demand is too much and
Hmm.
supply isn't that
Correct.
much. So pay scale is very good. You get to do SR ships in the institute that you want to do.
Hmm.
Like if I want to get into SR ship in AIMS,
Hmm.
it will be very easy for me compared to other branches.
Hmm.
See, it's not a cakewalk. It's not a cakewalk for anyone. But
Yes,
then
but
it
compare it
gets
with.
very easy. It gets very easy, comparatively very, very easy, in fact.
Hmm.
Like, for example, if I may say that if there are 5 seats of SR-ship in PMR and 5 seats of SR-ship in ortho, PMR is going to maximum have 6, 7, 8 applicants, and ortho is going to have 50. So you
Yes.
can understand the difference. So you get to do SR-ships at a very good institutions, and that makes you ready to fight the world, whether in
Correct.
private sector or government sector. And same goes for the government jobs as well.
Hmm.
And pay scale is as much as any other, because that's according to your position.
Position.
And good thing about PMR pay scale is also you get to become a professor really early. In your early or late 40s, you become a professor,
Yes.
so
Yes.
you get to reach the heights very quickly.
Yes. That's again a very very positive point.
Yeah,
To reach to that level, otherwise it's very difficult and very for many branches.
of
So
course.
in the end, any motivational quote from your end for the current students, medical students, and the freshly graduates, something from your end to motivate them to pick up the branch.
Of course, we are living in very challenging times, and for the current medical graduates, all the salute from my side to you. You are being very patient, you are being very calm, composed, you have been very hardworking. You are the actual backbone of this country when it comes to dealing with this pandemic,
Yeah.
and you have hats off to you. You work like very, very hard for this, and your NEET is getting postponed, but still They are working really hard. So hats off to them, salute to them. And in the end, when it comes to choosing a branch, I would like to put it like, look, any doctor, whether it's a dentist or or an MBBS, you
Yes.
get to you get married twice. One, you get married to your better half, and other, you get married to your branch. And that branch, much like your better half, stays with you all your life.
Yes.
So choose the branch wisely, just like you choose your better half wisely as well, because you have to stay with it, you have to love it, you have to respect it.
Yes.
You will get the respect back. Like in marriage, you will get the respect back as much as you are going to respect your branch. So be informed about every branch,
Hmm.
learn about every branch,
Hmm.
follow social doctor to learn about all the
Hmm.
branches, to listen to the eminent personalities of various branches, and make an informed decision. Look, every branch is good. If you are a good doctor, you are a good doctor. It
Yes.
doesn't matter whether you are doing your PG in anatomy, whether you're doing your PG in radiology, it doesn't matter. What matters is how you are as a doctor.
Yes.
Every branch has opportunities. So just already we are living in such challenging times. Just be calm, composed, be informed,
Hmm.
study well, stay well. And of course, if there is any other query related to PMR, I'm always there, much like anyone else around you is there. Talk to your seniors, talk to your teachers,
Hmm.
and choose a good branch. And let's make the healthcare situation of this country much better than how media or the international media particularly is portraying us, because we are not working less hard than any other healthcare system in the world. We boasted ourselves to be the one of the best healthcare systems of medical tourism, touching $9 billion a year. Indian medical tourism was touching there. So let's take all, let's go back to that level. And
Yes.
I'm sure youngsters are there to go back there. And all the best, all the best.
Definitely, definitely. That's so correctly said. And actually, healthcare in India is one of the best. It's just that maybe it's not properly, managed, or with the kind of the number of patients here, the strength here, that
That's the main problem. That's the main
affects
problem.
the whole case. And we are actually one of the best doctors, and you actually get to know that once you move out of the country, how better
Exactly,
you are.
exactly. Indian doctors are in demand everywhere in the world, everywhere.
That's true. So thank you so much for helping us understand about this branch. Definitely a very important branch, less talked about, and very less knowledge spread to be spread on this branch. Something that is very necessary everywhere, in each part of the country. Thank you so much to discuss
Pleasure,
about
pleasure.
everything about this. And I'm sure all of our viewers must have understood the kind of opportunities in this, and especially because it's an upcoming branch, very less doctors there. So if anybody picks it up, you are the person who is managing it, who is giving birth to it in your place. So you will be the person, the person talked about ki इसके लिए जाना है, rehabilitation के लिए जाना है, so you are there for this. So
Of
if
course,
you
of course.
actually, like, if you are a people's person, you think you can manage it, you have that kind of patience, do evaluate and go for it. I'm sure this will be a branch that will help you to have a really good lifestyle in the coming years. And in case of any questions, Dr. Rachit is always there. Do let us know. We can actually connect you with him. It will be great for you to understand it in a better way.
Definitely.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you
Good
so
night.
much, everyone, for joining us at this time. Do follow us on our YouTube as well as Instagram channels. There you can also find all our old videos that can actually help you with your career growth. Thank you so much, Dr. Rajit, and have a good night.
Most welcome. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye, everyone.